My name is Nicole Bearden. When I was growing up, I lived in Harrington Hills. That's in Pontiac. I have 8 brothers and sisters. I am the second from the youngest. When I was 6 years old, I was taking care of my 4-year-old brother. My little brother was born with Down syndrome. My mother, doctors wanted her to basically put him in an institution. They were telling her that, he wouldn't be able to talk, he wouldn't be able to feed himself, he wouldn't be able to walk. There's gonna be a lot of stress on you. You're up in age, you shouldn't do it. Everybody pitched in and took care of him. So it was everybody's responsibility, but I think I had more responsibility than they did because I was the one actually doing all the feeding, the changing the diapers, and I stepped up as a big sister. I fix his bottle, I give him a bath, I change his diaper. It was like, I was like his little mother. If I wanted to go outside and play, I'd pack him up, get him dressed, and put him in a stroller, and we'd go outside. My father was there maybe up until I was maybe 15, 16, but not really there. Like with father-daughter dances, I didn't go to any. My goal was to go to college after high school. Didn't quite happen. Well, before I graduated, I was pregnant. Okay, now you're in the mom role. You gotta get out there, you gotta work. Life starts. What do I want to do? So I decided to go into the health field. I'm still taking care of my brother because I see him every day. I'm taking care of my baby. So why not go into the health field? And that's what I did. One night in 1997, I was at home sleeping. My boyfriend went fishing. He gets home and somebody came out of nowhere and approached him, wanting him to go inside of the house. He seen they had a gun, they had a mask over their face, and he refused to go into the house. He said, whatever you want, you can take it, you can have my truck, my wallet, whatever, I'm not going in the house. They shot at him twice. He's laying in the driveway. The guy runs off. I took my son to my mother's house and literally ran in there and threw him on top of her and screaming out the door. My boyfriend was shot and I'm going to the hospital. The doctor told me he had died on the way to the hospital. They brought him back. He died 2 more times as they were doing surgery on him, and they brought him back. And he said he's paraplegic and he's paralyzed from T10 down. Maybe an hour or 2 later, he wakes up. He's not knowing that he can't walk, but he just kept saying, I can't feel my legs, I can't feel my legs. So I had to tell him what they told me, and he pretty much didn't take it well because he's 27 years old. One minute I'm walking, the next minute I can't do anything. So from that point on, it was hard. He wasn't really adapting to life. If I can't walk, then why do I need to be here? But eventually it got to the point where I don't want to live anymore. And I just kind of got fed up with it. I went and talked to my mother and I said, I can't take this anymore. I'm ready to leave, and I know I shouldn't leave him because he's in a situation that he is in. And my mother said, well, things will get better. You just gotta hang on and be patient. Everybody said, well, I'm gonna help you from both ends of the family. Everything was thrown on me, nobody was helping. Some people would tell me it would just be a lot easier just to walk away and not deal with the stress. And, not be boggled down with him and the things that you have to do, getting him dressed and stuff like that. What am I gonna do? Who's gonna help me? Can I do this? I'm always smiling, so I still had a smile on my face. And I'm like, is this smile for real? I'm like, nobody really sees your pain. It's like, but my life still went on. I still smiled. I still did what I had to do to make everything all right. All the time I yelled out to God. I was always asking why. Why did this happen? Why did I get put in this situation? And then I got to thinking to myself, you don't ask God questions like that because he does things for a reason. reasons that you can't explain. But me being me, I'm a strong person. I survived through it. I didn't let it get me down. I just kept going. And whatever obstacle course was thrown at me, I was still doing what I had to do to make sure things was okay. My mom just kept saying, well, you guys should really get married. So they were planning something, which I really had no idea of it. And he went and got an engagement ring and came back to the house, and he proposed to me, and he said, why don't we just go ahead and do this? And I was like, are you serious? He was like, yeah, don't I look serious? And then my mom's over in the back yelling, say yes, say yes, say yes. So I finally said yes. And then my mom and him kind of planned everything. We didn't do anything big. We just went to the courthouse and got married. Afterwards, we had this big old shindig, and turned out really nice. Today, 15 years later, after the shooting, I live at home with my husband, my little brother who has Down syndrome, my 2 stepdaughters, my son, and I am the only person that they have. I usually start somewhere between 4:30 and 5. I start with cooking breakfast, waking the kids up so they can get dressed and ready for school. I drop the first 2 off at school. Then I come back home and I make sure everything gets set and ready before I walk out of the door to go to work. I'm usually helping Charles get bathed, dressed, food's in the refrigerator for breakfast and lunch. My brother, I usually typically set out something for him to wear. I go to work, take care of my patients, come back home, and start all over again. I make sure my husband's fed, my brother's fed, the kids do the chores, eat, homework, and it's probably 10:30, 11 o'clock then. So I'm usually trying to crawl into bed, and then we start all over again the next day. So everything that happens in my home is because of me. There's no government assistance, no nothing. I do everything. So I pretty much take care of Damon by myself. You know, when my mom passed, I promised her that I would take care of him, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Having Damon in my life has taught me that just because you have a disability, it doesn't mean you can't love anybody. Damon is one of a kind. I love him with all my heart. Words can't even explain. Can't even explain. And that's pretty much all I do. I don't really get out much. I don't go to clubs. I don't hang out. To be honest with you, since the accident happened, and it's been 15 years, I have not been away. I have not done anything. If I could go anywhere in the continental USA, I would go to Disney World. I don't know, I just hear it's a fun place to go. In 2007, I started with residential home health as a certified home health aide. I switched sides, and in 2011, I started with residential hospice. And now I'm a certified hospice and palliative nursing assistant. I work at residential home health because they're family oriented. You know, they care, they'll help you. You know, if something happens and I need to get away, I just call and say, hey, this is what's going on. And I need to leave for a couple hours, and then I go. They care about you just as much as you care about them. So I think that's the reason why I've been here as long as I have. And I actually love all of my coworkers. I love hospice because I get to spend more time with the patient. For me, seeing my patients, and even though I know they're going through things that they're going through, I still make them smile. I still make them laugh. You know, and then I get to know the family. I get to meet everybody, and it's like we're one big happy family. And I'll tell every last one of them, my job is not complete until I know you're safe, you're clean, and you're happy. And once I know that, then I know I did a good job. And I'll tell them all, I'll treat every last one of you like you're my family, so I know you'll be treated like you're supposed to be. I have people saying to me, well, you're always helping somebody. Is somebody helping you? And I'm like, no, I pretty much do it all on my own, but I like helping people. It puts a smile on my face. And then later on I can say, well, you know what, this is what I did. This happened because of me. So it makes me proud that I was there to help you, or like even in your last days, I can say this is what I did for them. Or I can have a patient tell me, well, honey, I'm glad you did that for me, thank you. And they can be on their deathbed. It makes me happy. Kids are a lot older now. Last two will be graduating this year. So after graduation, it'll be time to do me. I will be going to nursing school in September of 2013. When I was a little girl, growing up, I did not think my life would turn out like this. But I will be honest with you, I'm actually kind of glad that it did. I mean, I know everybody goes through sadness, and you have to go through sadness in order to overcome. Life is hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. But I deal with it. And I know whatever God puts in front of me, I'm gonna make it work. I just like making people happy. And I know if you got a smile on your face, I know I did my job.